Hey everyone. So it is Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, and we are now calling a federal election in Canada. This is probably going to be one of the most significant elections we will ever vote in our lifetime. The threat of sovereignty of our own country is going on right now. People in the world as a whole, not just the United States, but the world as a whole, are threatening Canada's sovereignty. There are forces at work all over the globe to try to make this happen, to try to make Canada become part of the 51st state. Over the weekend, I had some conversations with some people who are a little bit concerned because right now, where we live in my hometown, the only source of news that we have is Sioux Today or CTV News or CBC. And all of those news sources are somewhat biased one way or the other, which is fine. But at the same time, they're also biased in the sense that we need to remember when posting a story about a political candidate or about things that are going on, news stations are not capable of posting their opinion on things. So if they think things are really bad right now, they're really kind of limited on what they can say. They can't accuse someone of lying. They can't defame someone's character because of legal ramifications, right? You can't just say whatever you want and not have a party leader take you to court over that. So what I'm finding is that a lot of information is not being given to the public on what is happening around the world and in our country right now. And people in my hometown don't have time. They are working full time. They have families, they have kids, they got to get the groceries and you got to make the dinner and you got to do the laundry and you got all the stuff. Who has the time to sit and read all of the news because there's so much of it? Nobody has the time to do that. So I would like to step in a little bit because I work part-time. I have time at home to, help out with something like this. I know the people that know me personally know that I'm a very honest person, that I speak my mind, that I would never put someone down because of, race, gender, equality, social status. I would never. That's not who I am. I'm actually Wiccan. So I believe in love and support for all people of all types. Doesn't matter who you are. You're all deserving of love. If someone has questions about me being Wiccan, that's something I can address on another video. But what I want to be is that person. I want to be the person that you trust to give you the news. Now, am I biased towards Mark Carney? Yes, I am. The reason why I will get to in different videos. So I will not admit that I'm not. However, I will be free to post positive information from NDP, from the Greens, from the Bloc Québécois, from the Liberals, wherever. If I see positive political standpoints from any of these parties, I would be willing to share it with everybody. But if you're just going to come at me with hate ads and attack ads, that's not how I play. I've been quite upset lately over the frustration that I have with some people who are still continuing to vote conservative. For that, I will apologize. I see what is happening on a global scale with the Conservative Party, and I don't like where it's going. And I will address that in future videos. However, if you are choosing to be a conservative voter, which lots of people I know are, that's fine. What I'm encouraging you to do, however, is demand a new leader. Because my political standpoint is not liberal. It's not yay liberal. It's yay Mark Carney. Because Mark Carney is actually a conservative wet dream from years ago. If you'd asked conservatives years ago the type of person they would want in Parliament, it would be Mark Carney. Someone who's fiscally responsible, doesn't go out of his way doing too much spending. This is the guy that conservatives normally would have voted for. But unfortunately, because of the last 8 years of the Trudeau government, people are so angry with Trudeau over what has happened. Now, to be fair, I will post future videos about this, but the economy is not actually as bad as everyone thinks it is. We went through a worldwide pandemic, and not one person that I know went bankrupt, lost their home, lost their car. Was there tough times? Sure there was. Did people suffer? Sure, absolutely they did. But did our economy crumble and our country dissolve because of of a pandemic that lasted basically 2 years? No, it didn't. We did pretty well, considering the entire world was at a high rate of inflation at that time. And so Canada was actually one of the ones that had lesser inflation than some of the other G7 countries that were going on. So is everything really as bad as the Conservatives are making it out to be? And the answer is no, it's not. Now, does that mean I'm going to take away from the things that made Conservative voters angry? No. Was the Liberal Party too focused on identity politics? Maybe. Were they making decisions that were benefiting some people and not all people? Maybe. Did they make decisions that made people angry? Absolutely. And to ignore those issues is what put us in this place in the first place. It's exactly what happened in the United States of America. People were on the Democrat side. They were all about the identity politics and all about the wokeism, as they like to call it. And they spent so much effort and so much time focusing on that they alienated some of their voters. Now, that's not to say that woke politics isn't something worth fighting for. It absolutely is. I 100% agree that we need to be progressive in our society and move forward and being accepting of all other people. However, at this moment in time, is that the thing we need to be fighting about? I don't think so. Right now, there is so much going on in our country. The fact that someone is literally trying to take us over, that I think those issues just need to back up a little bit. Not forever, just a little bit. We need to just ease off on those issues and start focusing on the things that all Canadians are concerned with, that all Canadians have on their list of their to-do list of things that they want from their government. So what I want to be is that person. I want to be the person who will do all the research for you, who will read all of the articles from all of the news sites, from all of the world leaders, I read news from international, from, Germany's politics to what's going on in Russia, to what's happening in Australia, to what's going on in France and Italy and, Ireland. I'm paying attention to what's happening on a world scale so that you don't have to. And the problem with this election is that it is extremely important, and that a lot of people are going to fall to misinformation. Now, if you are voting Conservative because you truly believe in what Pierre Poilievre stands for, that's one thing. If you're going to vote for that, to be fair, I don't want to associate people that are going to vote for things like taking away Aboriginal rights, taking away women's equality, taking away all those things. Those are the things that they currently have in their actual plan. But if you're voting for Conservative based on your anger for the Liberals or misinformation, I want to be the one to make sure that at least you have the correct information, the factual information. And then if you still want to vote that way, that's your choice. Everybody in Canada has the choice to vote however they want. So I want to be that person to help out. So you can watch my videos. I'm going to start posting them over the next couple of weeks because the election's been called. I'm going to start, giving you some facts about what's going on in the world today. If you want to trust my opinion, I am humbled by that. I appreciate that. If you don't trust my opinion, then just unfollow me or, scroll on by. That's fine. If you believe in the things that I'm saying and you trust the words that I'm saying, then share the information. Share it with your family and friends. Maybe, maybe I'll have said something they didn't know. I just want Canadians to be extremely educated before they make a decision on this election, because it is extremely important and will probably be the most important Canadian election of our lifetimes. So we'll see you guys soon. I'll have a bunch of videos to come with this, and hopefully I can help. This is all I know how to do. I'm not good at this TikTok thing. I'm not good at making videos. I don't have fancy filters and all that stuff. But I just want people to know that I want to spread truth, and that as long as you make your decision based on the correct information, then go Canada. So thanks for listening.